In the last class, we have discussed about the rate of the reaction, and we have concluded that the rate of the reaction is either the rate of disappearance of the reactant or the rate of appearance of the reactant. We have also discussed about the average rate of reaction and instantaneous rate of reaction. Okay. We have also discussed that for the reactions which have stoichiometric coefficients that are non-1, that are not unity, the rate of the reaction, suppose the reaction which is displayed is the conversion of hydrogen, is a dissociation reaction. It is not actually the dissociation reaction, but it is a conversion of hydrogen and iodine from HI. So we can write that rate of the reaction rate will be equal to 1 upon 2 with a minus sign d of HI upon dt. I have written the instantaneous rate, okay? D of HI upon dt. Fine. Is equal to d of H2 upon dt is equal to d of I2 upon dt. We have talked about the significance of dividing this with 2. See, you can understand this in a way, since the formation of, since the disappearance of HI is twice the times of appearance of H2 and I2. Therefore, you have to divide the rate of disappearance of HI with 2 in order to make a uniform rate. Okay. It must be understood that rate of the reaction is valid only when you have written the reaction in a balanced form. You cannot depict the rate of the reaction for non-balanced equations. Okay, this is all we have read yesterday. Today we'll start our class with some questions. Okay, so here is a question. In a reaction 2A to gives products, the concentration of A decreases from 0.5 mole per liter to 0.4 mole per liter in 10 minutes. Calculate the rate during this interval. Okay, so as they have said, you have to calculate the rate during this interval. They haven't mentioned whether you have to calculate the average rate or instantaneous rate. So from this you are able to solve only the average rate, because the time interval is very big. It has been given 10 minutes. So what will be the rate? The rate of the reaction will be, okay, concentration of A decreases minus 1 by 2 delta of concentration of A divided by T. So the rate will be minus 1 by 2 into, we'll put the value 0.4 minus 0.5, that is the initial and final concentration, divided by 10. Now what we have to put here in the units, it will be mole liter inverse, that is the concentration, that is a unit of the concentration, and since we have divided it with time, it will be minute inverse. Okay, you can also use second inverse. In that case, you have to convert this time into in seconds. Okay, the value will be, it will be 1 by 2 multiplied by 0.1 divided by 10. Okay, so here's the crux. It will be 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 mole liter inverse minute inverse. Any doubt? Any doubt regarding this question?
No.
Okay. So here we have another question. See, what does it say? For a reaction R to P, the concentration of the reactant changes from 0.03 m to 0.02 m in 25 minutes. Calculate the average rate of reaction unit using units of time in both minutes and second. Okay, so rate will be equal to, since we have stoichiometric coefficient 1 and 1, it will be delta R by delta T. It will be, what is the initial concentration? 0.03, and what was the final concentration? 0.02. So 0.02, you have to put minus here. 0.02 minus 0.03, and the time is 25 minutes. The unit will be mole. Okay, please pay attention to the units. Units are very important in this chapter. In the successive classes, we'll be solving the question based on units only. When we'll talk about the rate constant, we'll be talking about units only. So you have to pay very much attention towards the units. Okay, mole liter inverse, it will be minute inverse. Okay, and it will be 0.01 upon 25. If I'm going to multiply it with 60, the unit will change. Mole liter inverse second inverse. Okay, that's what they have said. They have asked. They have asked to solve in minutes and in seconds. So we have solved in minutes, then in seconds. Okay. Any doubts regarding this? Okay. If
Also,
no, that means I must proceed further. Okay. Here we have a question. H5 in CCl4. Oh, CCl4 is a solvent. Whenever they said that in CCl4, solvent at 318 Kelvin by concentration of N2O5 in the solution. Okay. Initially, the concentration of N2O5 is 2.33 mole per liter, and after 184 minutes, it is reduced to 2.08 mole per liter. The reaction takes place according to the following equation. Calculate the average rate of this reaction in terms of hours, minutes, and second. What is the production of NO2 during, what is the rate of production of NO2 during this period? Okay. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Just solve this question in your notebook. And provide me with answer. Who has not come today? Pratik, I guess, huh?
सर उसका नेट
Pratik
नहीं
and
आ रहा
Piyush
कह
is
रहा था
not here. Huh?
सर उसका नेट नहीं आ रहा था उसका मैसेज आया था कह रहा था
Pratik ka.
हाँ सर
Or where is Piyush?
पीयूष से बात ही नहीं हुई।
Okay, fine. Okay, Shivansh.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Shivansh, I'm
Yes,
giving
sir.
you a responsibility. Every day, what you have to do in maths class, whosoever is attending the maths class, you have to put the attendance in the group after the class. Okay. All you need to have the screenshot of all the participants from your phone or your laptop and put that screenshot in the group, because students are bluffing with me. Some time back, Anmol Dixit was bluffing with me. Now I think that Piyush Shukla is bluffing with me.
Okay,
These
sir.
people that they can come and uh, attend the class of maths and escape the chemistry class. Okay, so this is the responsibility, and everyone has to send your email ID in the group. Okay, you have to send the email ID in the group, because I'm going to enlist the videos in the YouTube section. You're not going to get that free videos published. Only those students will be able to see the videos who have sent their email IDs. By today, send your email IDs in the group. Okay, have you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Muskan, you're not sitting in the table. You're not, no, you're not using table and chair. Where are you sitting, on the bed? Try to use table and chair. Okay. Anyone? What is the answer?
0.25 by 368.
It's point.
25 by 368.
Solve it now. Solve it and give me answer in the standard notation. Don't be an idiot.
Sir,
0.79 into 10 to the power minus 4.
0.79 into 10 की power minus 4
Yes, sir. मिनट में.
मिनट में 0.7
Yes, sir. 0.79.
0.79.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think the answer is wrong.
So into 10 to the power minus 4 भी है.
That's fine, but you
the
value
6.7.
6.7.
Point.
Who said that 6.7?
अरे यार
Siddharth.
6.7.
6.7 into 10 की power minus 4 will be
Yes,
the
sir.
answer,
Yes, sir.
and the unit will be mole per liter per second.
हाँ सर यही है.
सर पर मिनट होगा सर.
सर मिनट में
6.79 into 10 की power minus 4 mole per liter per minute, and 1.13 into 10 की power minus 5 mole per liter per second will be the answer. Okay, and since you have calculated the rate of reaction using N2O5, you can calculate the production of NO2. Okay, so what will be the, see, you can, this rate of reaction will be equal to minus 1 by 2, okay, delta of concentration of N2O5 divided by delta T. Okay, first equation. And also, sorry, also it will be equal to 1/4 delta of NO2 by delta T. Okay, so you have asked, the question has also asked the rate of production of NO2. So it is simple. Rate of production of NO2 will be equal to minus 4 by 2 delta N2O5 by delta T. You can use it, or you can put directly. You can multiply the rate of production of NO2 and to a rate of decomposition of N2O5 with 4, you will get the answer. Any queries? Any queries? ओके, अगर सभी को एक क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया है तो हम लोग आगे प्रोसीड करते हैं, ठीक है? This is all about the rate, instantaneous rate and average rate. We have completed one first topic of our chapter, that is rate of the reaction, average rate of the reaction, and instantaneous rate of the reaction. This comes to us to the second topic of this chapter, which is factors affecting the rate of the reaction.
तो किसी को माइक से
Okay.
आवाज आ रही है?
What?
और आवाज आ
माइक
रही है किसी की
अनम्यूट
mic से?
है।
Jatin, please mute yourself.
तो मेरा माइक तो म्यूट है।
Okay. Whose mic is unmuted? Okay, it's Muskan. Muskan, switch off your, kindly turn your mic off. Mute yourself. Muskan Pal. Okay.
So mute है।
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Now everything is on mute mode. Except me. Okay. So this comes to us to the next topic of this chapter, which is factors affecting the rate of the reaction. And it states that rate of the reaction depends upon the experimental conditions. Okay, because we have to measure rate experimentally. Okay, rate cannot be measured mathematically. Yes, it can be measured mathematically using the rate equations or rate laws, but they are mathematical calculation, but it needs to be verified using the practical results. So the factors that affect the rate of the reaction are the concentration of the reactants, temperature of the reaction mixture, and the presence of the catalyst. We are going to study all these factors one after another and see how these factors affect the rate of the reaction. Okay. In the section of temperature of the reaction, we'll be studying about the Arrhenius equation, and in presence of the catalyst, we'll be also discussing something about the Arrhenius. So today we'll only discuss about how the concentration of the reactant affects the rate of the reaction. And it's a simple thing, you know that. In the previous classes we have read that. Let us study with a example. See what we have here. We have a reaction which is a hydrolysis of butyl chloride. Okay, and we have that data for this reaction. Okay, and it states that initially the concentration of the butyl chloride was 0.100 mole per liter, and the concentration of C4H9Cl was 0.0905, and we have taken the delta T here of 50 seconds. Delta T 50 seconds. See, initial time is 0 and final time is 50. We have taken the interval of 50 seconds. On solving this, we find that the rate of the reaction, specifically average rate of the reaction, is 1.90. After 50 seconds, somehow we measured the concentration of the butyl chloride, and it came out to be 0.09. Simultaneously, the concentration of at T2. See, this is the T1 and this is the T2. Okay. Now we have taken T1 to be 50 and T2 to be 100. Initially T1 was 0, then 50, then 50, 100. Okay, we are taking the intervals of 50 seconds. Then they have found that the rate is 1.7, 1.9. And you can see that the rate of the reaction is successively decreasing as the concentration of the reactants are decreasing. Okay. So you can conclude that as the concentration alters, rate of the reaction alters. Okay, that's what we have discussed yesterday. That's what I have told you. Rate of the reaction is not a fundamental property of the reaction because it changes. With time, it changes. As the concentration of the reactant changes, a rate of the reaction changes. Okay, so our conclusions will be rate of the reaction changes with the passage of time as a concentration of the reactants decrease. The next important point is that we'll be discussing in the successive class, that rate may increase or decrease with the increase in concentration of the reactants. Sorry, I'll edit that. Reactants. Okay, this is very important. This we'll study in the successive classes. Okay, the important thing is that rate of the reaction is concentration dependent. Whether it increases or decreases with the change in the concentration, that is another issue, but the important thing is that rate of the reaction changes with the concentration. So for any reaction, suppose this is a reaction where a and small b, small c and small d are the stoichiometries, we can put a relationship here, and it states that rate is proportional to the concentration of a raised to power x. We'll be discussing what is this x, multiplied by b to the power y. Okay, these x and y are the exponents, and they are only and only experimental parameters. Okay, suppose what could be the value of x? Let us think. Suppose for any reaction, if I found that on doubling the concentration of the reactant A, the rate of the reaction has become twice of the initial value. So what will be the value of x? Hello? Anmol Dikshit.
Yes, sir.
I've asked a small question. Okay, as we have concluded that rate of the reaction is concentration dependent. Okay, and we have concluded that as the concentration of the reactant changes, rate of the reaction changes. That's what I have mentioned here. I've mentioned here rate is proportional to the concentration of A and B. Because we have two reactants, we have to mention both of them. Okay, but I have raised some power to the concentration x and y. Okay, now we are discussing about these powers. These powers may be equal to A and B, okay, or may not be equal to A and B. That is a concept of molecularity and order we'll be reading in the successive classes. But suppose I have given you a small question and I've told you that on doubling the concentration of A, rate of the reaction becomes twice of the initial value. So what according to you will be the value of x? Suppose initially I have concentration of A is 0.5 and I have the rate of suppose x. Okay, and when I've increased the value to 1.0, I've found the rate has increased to 2x. So what according to you will be the value of x?
Two.
Yes?
2, sir. 2.
Yes, it will be 2. Suppose on doubling the concentration of the reaction, the value becomes 4. The rate of the reaction becomes 4 times. It may be the case. It is possible. Then what will be the value of
4.
4? Okay. Suppose on doubling the value of A, the reaction becomes half of its initial value. Rate of the reaction becomes half of its initial value. And what will be the value of x?
हाफ हो जाएगी सर.
हाफ हो जाएगी. देखते हैं क्या होगी. But these x and y are the experimental parameters that you need to understand. We'll monitor the reaction rate with the change in concentration of the reactants and products. Well, with the change in
Sir.
concentration of the, yes.
सर आपने बोला कि अगर रेट डबल हो जाएगा तो x की वैल्यू 2 हो
No,
जाएगी.
no. I've said that if the concentration is doubled, and we have found that on doubling the concentration of A, rate of the reaction becomes twice of the initial value.
हाँ, तो जो x की वैल्यू हम वो जो पर पावर में उसकी पूछ रहे हो ना कि वो 2 होगी
Yes,
कि
yes, yes. For just wait a minute. I have to delete this. You must have confused with the variables. Okay. Just give me a minute. 1 minute. I'll change the values. Suppose I have said that, what happened to this? 0.5 and the rate of the reaction is A, not A, we have also. Rate of the reaction is P. And on doubling the concentration to 1.0, the reaction has found its rates to be 2P. Okay. That will solve. We'll see. This is the concept of order of the reaction. What I want you to learn is that this X and Y, or we have many variables if we have more than 2 or 3 reactants, that we'll see in the coming sessions. This X and Y are the experimental parameters. And they tells us the dependence of the concentration of any particular reactant over the rate. Okay, it can be any value. It can be fractional value, it can be double value, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, it can be point value, it can be negative value, anything. Suppose for any reaction, on increasing concentration of particular reactant, rate of the reaction decreases, then X or Y must be a negative value, because the concentration change is affecting the rate in the backward direction. Okay, so these X and Y are the experimental parameters, and we call them order of the reaction, order of the reactant. Okay, not reaction. X is the order of the reaction with respect to A, Y is the order of the reaction with respect to B, X plus Y will be the overall order of the reaction. Okay, that summation. Okay, suppose we have value for X to be 2. Okay, then it is understood if we increase the concentration of A to be 2 times, the rate of the reaction will become 4 times. Okay, and if we have the value of X to be half, then on doubling the concentration of A, the rate of the reaction will become half of the initial. Okay, fine. We will see the question, then we'll understand in more depth. Okay, moving ahead. This is the empirical relationship which we can make on the basis of our experiment. We can correlate rate with the concentration of the reactants, as we have concluded that rate of the reaction is concentration dependent of the reactant. Okay, to remove this proportionality, we have to introduce any constant. This constant we called as rate constant. This constant we call as rate constant, and this equation that correlates rate with the concentration of the reactant and product rates to some powers, and the rate constant is called as rate law. Okay, this is called as rate law. So what is the rate law? Rate law is an equation which correlates the change in the rate of the reaction with a change in concentration of the reactant and a constant K. Okay. So where does this K comes from? Since the rate of the reaction is proportional to the change in the concentration of the reactants, so to remove that proportionality, we have to introduce a constant K, and this constant K is a specific property for any reaction. This is the value of our interest. Okay, like for thermodynamical viewpoint, we need delta G. For chemical equilibrium viewpoint, we need Kc, Ka, Ksp, all the equilibrium constant. Likewise, for chemical kinetic viewpoint, we need this K. This is a constant value for any reaction. You must understand that K is fixed for any particular reaction at a particular temperature. A temperature may change the value of K. Okay. Likewise, equilibrium constant can be altered with the change in temperature. Similarly, similarly, rate constant can be changed using with the change in temperature. At constant temperature for any particular reaction, the value of K is constant. That's why it is called as rate constant, and it is a specific property for any reaction. It may tell us how fast the reaction will go. Higher the value of K, the faster the reaction will go. Okay. So moving ahead, this is a definition for the rate law. Rate law is the expression in which reaction rate is given in terms of molar concentration of the reactants, with each term raised to some power, which may or may not be the stoichiometric coefficient of the reacting species in a balanced chemical equation. And don't worry, I'll be sharing a whole lot of these slides with you. I'll share this PowerPoint presentation with you so you can make your notes after the class. Okay, I'll put that slide over the cloud as a Google Drive form. You can access that slide. Okay, but don't try to alter anything in the slides, because if you try to alter something in the slide, that will be reflected over the cloud. So only copy and note out the important points from the slides, which I'll provide you as a link over the drive, but don't try to manipulate or alter the slide. Okay, because we'll be continuing with all the slides. So what is rate law? Rate law is the expression in which reaction rate is given. I've already told you, in terms of the molar concentration of the reactants, which each term raised to some power, that X and Y value that is raised to some power, which may or may not be same as the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant. And there is a crux that X and Y value can be equal to A and B. These stoichiometric coefficients can have the value of X and Y, but for that the reaction needs to be elementary in nature. We'll be discussing about the elementary and the complex reaction in the successive classes. From there we'll bifurcate, we'll classify molecularity and order of the reaction. Okay, the X and Y depicts the order of the reaction, and this X and Y value is necessarily an experimental value. Okay, it may or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients, but X and Y cannot be calculated theoretically. It has to be calculated using experiments. Okay, the class is about to end. I'll share the new link.